Good morning. It literally is morning. I've got an ADHD brain, so as soon as we get up in the morning, ding, I'm on it. Let's try my new hat. This is the new hat, everybody. This is my new winter hat. What do you think? I thought I'd get a ginger hat. And that's for when I'm out and about this winter. And I tend to get a new hat every winter. There you go. Right then. The actual reason, lines are coming through nice. The actual reason for this video, this camera, I've put two videos on. I've did one of the back Blackwood and one of St Margaret's church grounds, around the church and around the churchyard. Being very careful not to go near the areas where I'm watching down here, because Ellie's got a ball and I've got a wire running across, charging the phone up. She is going to run over it. So at some point, the camera's going to go over. I haven't gone near. She nearly did it then. You see the camera wave a bit. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Come here, Ellie. Come here. Is it here? Come here, let's show you. Come here. Daddy. I better show her. She's like me in the morning. She's like hyper. This is Fuffle. Her real name's Ellie, but we call her Fuffle. Now she's gonna have to go and play out on the landing. See, that's it. To be honest, I should have done that earlier. Anyway, so the stills literally just lay there now until I open that door again. Walking on the graveyard, being very careful that I don't show recently buried spots and stuff like that, so it's a passive ensemble of the area. And I've used this camera, it's the Sony Handycam, one of the early ones with the i8 tapes. Now, I've put some photographs in the group. If anybody wants to go and check out the group on Facebook, I'll put a link below this, unless you're watching it on the group, in which case you know much point because you're already here. So this is the camera, and I've put some links onto a couple of videos. Like I said, one of the back Blackwood, which is renowned to have activity. Local people have seen some and heard some bizarre things, and I've had some strange experiences when I've walked over there, because that's where I walk my dog later on the day. And up at the graveyard, and you're liable to look at them videos and think to yourself, that's really grainy, that's really bad quality, blah blah blah. But this is the old retro infrared. It's got the old, can you see? No, probably not. The old night shot. And that is infrared, and these are infrared illuminators. And it's got, when I push that backwards and forwards, it puts a filter on and off. Alright, so what happened in the early days when these came out, as I've mentioned in the group, is people started reporting being able to see through people's clothes, because there's a thing on it where you can turn the amount of backlight and illumination of the infrared up and down, and depending what people were wearing and the environmental factors, you can actually see through clothes. So Sony had to stop making them, and that was the end of an era, because then we moved into the realms of the newer cameras, like this one. This is a DV disc camera, so that uses the discs. Don't much like them, because if you don't finalize them properly, you lose everything. And I've recently learned how to do it so that I can record onto that, transfer it onto the computer, or you can finalize it. If you finalize it, you can take the disc and put it into something which will play a DVD player, and the discs are only this big, really small. So then take it back off and then unfinalize it, and then blank it, get rid of everything. You can just constantly reuse that disc, so it's like having a disc hard drive. An hard drive is just a disc inside the hard drive. All right, hang on. It's morning. So the old tape is magnetic tape, and it's using real infrared instead of the low light. So what they do on the low light settings, on the night shot, the super night shot, on the later cameras, instead of using so much infrared, though it does go into the infrared spectrum, but it's not as obsessed with it, so to speak. It's not dedicated to that. What they do is to slow the frame rate down. Now, as with this one, with the old camera, when it's recording, it's constantly recording at the same frame rate. All you're doing is changing it over to infrared. Does that make sense? And the illuminators, these illuminators were dedicatedly made dedicated to these cameras. You'll probably be able to see that actually. If I turn that, turn that on. See that? See, that's red. It comes up as red, and the reason you can see it is because it's got a red filter on the front. Yeah? There you go. So, it didn't change the frame rate, but on the later cameras, by slowing down the frame rate, it allowed more lighting per frame, so that you were using the ambient given light to a degree to enhance that video, so that you had the effect of being able to see in the dark. And the super night shot slows it down even further. So if you put that on into an environment and somebody walked past the camera, they'd actually blur. They'd actually look like ghosts themselves as they're blurred past. Now between them frames, you're missing things. You're literally missing things between the frames. So if something could happen, and you'll miss it in the blink of an eye. So, but you do get a clearer picture. But it's like grayscale, and you get what appears to be a clearer picture. But with the infrared, you're seeing what's actually there, and you're not losing any of the frame rate. And it gives a lovely old retro look. So when I'm walking around and it's looking grainy, it is looking grainy. But in the paranormal field, we say that you can see these anomalies, these apparently psychical paranormal anomalies in the infrared spectrum. That's why some people say I saw something, but I saw it out the corner of my eye. And that's because on the peripheral of the eye, your eye's open to more infrared frequencies. That's so in dark conditions, you can see something stalking you. This goes back millennia. So we've adapted to be able to see into the infrared spectrum on the peripheral outer side of our eye. So in case anything's sneaking up on us in the dark, yeah? Well, this camera, so some of them things could be said to be paranormal. That's where it came from. So by using the infrared, the proper frequency, the proper frame rate, the image might be a little bit odd and a little bit retro, but if you're going to see something, there's more chance of catching something paranormal on the old cameras than on the new ones. The chances of getting something on the new ones on any camera is ridiculously low. There's hardly any video which has been caught. The frame rate thing also works in the same respect with big security systems, because if you go on hard drive and it's running one camera, it's dedicated to that one camera, so it will run in at the right frame rate. You get more cameras and it slows down the processor speed because it's got to share itself out to those multiple cameras. So it slows down the frame rate. So you'll find that the quality of each shot, unless it's a very, very expensive system, the quality of the shot lowers the more cameras you've got. So your normal house one, the more cameras you put up, the slower the speed, depending on the size of the hard drive and the quality of the processor. But some things have apparently been found or seen on the security cameras and stuff like that, at different places. But generally, it's just naturally occurring anomalies which just occur, like you've got spiders climbing on lenses, and you've got your water vapor, and you've got light refraction and reflection, and you've got multiple things, just like particles in the air moving across orbs, move these light little balls of light. Although I don't discount orbs, because there's been 2 occasions in my own kitchen when I've actually seen a ball of light float towards me, which was really bizarre. At the time afterwards, I would undiscounted it with definite. But afterwards I thought to myself, was it some kind of anomaly on my eye lens, which moved down and caught the light at the right angle? You start that. If you'll notice with paranormal stuff, you start discounting yourself straight away. As soon as it's happened, once it's happening, it's like definitely, and within an hour it's like, oh, maybe it could have been, because as human beings we constantly doubt ourselves. You'll see 2 computers here. and these are for work. That one there. You're seeing everything backwards, by the way, because it's on the back-facing camera, so I can see what I'm doing. That's my work computer, and then this one here is another one that I've put on because when I'm working, I'm in my system, and sometimes you can end up blagging your head with all your pop-ups and stuff you got on your desktop. You know, when you're putting orders through, when you're looking at things, checking out accounts and all that. So on here, I can go and check on. I can check online on our online catalogue and stuff like that. So I can run two computers at once. So instead of it won't be a moment, I'll just have a look for you. I can look straight across, just put an item number in, pull it up onto here, and then put the order through, or do whatever I'm talking about on that side using me, whatever. But it's come in handy for me because work has said that I can actually use that computer to put on a small program, and it's only a small program, which works in conjunction with my dongle. This is a dongle. You've seen that back to front as well. DigiNow video capture. It's a dongle. That's a dongle, and it comes out of the computer into here. And then I put the program up, and then I just put this onto play it, and it records what's actually happening on the screen of there, straight onto there. And then I can, once I've done that, because it comes up in analog format, that changes it into MP4. So once it's done, because I don't have a program on there, I can't put too many programs, so I get into trouble. Because they can see everything that's happening on there. Once I've done that, and I can take it off there on my memory card, because it only comes up as a very small file, and drop it into this one where I've got Pinnacle 19 Ultimate, and I can then edit it. For a while lately, I ain't had that one, so I've been struggling really badly trying to work out formats. Hence, on Ian and Ian's Fantastic Adventures, the last video was such bad quality because the camera was rubbish. I had to edit it on the really cheap software thing on that one, but I've got that one now, so I can now get back into Pinnacle and get that sorted out. I've got some other cameras, so that's the process. So here's what I have to do. I have to pull it off there, onto there. From there, it has to be taken onto there. It has to be processed on there, and then all the thumbnails and everything have to be created on there. Then everything has to be transferred back there because that's set up for the Ian and Ian's Fantastic Adventures. So that's what the YouTube channel is actually set up on there. So I have to pull it back onto that one, onto the work one, so that I can go onto the new YouTube channel and upload it on. So there's a lot of backwards and forwards, a lot of messing around. And I can assure you, if I could use a camera like that, it'd be a lot easier because I could pull it straight up onto that laptop there and just do it that way. And not have to worry. Now I've got some other cameras. Let me just quickly show you. This one I'll probably be using in future now that I've got this. This is an infrared binoculars, and basically I can see in high quality a long way away, and it's very, very bright. But it's not really good for spooky stuff that I'm doing because you need to be videoing the ambient, around you, so you can pick up on it naturally through your natural senses. We've got our bodies are a natural sensor array, an array of sensors which allow us to pick up environmental things. You've got your temperature, your hearing, your sight, you've got your smell and your taste. And during these paranormal episodes, we tend to smell strange things, or smell perfume, or you'll hear something really bizarre, or you'll get a weird vibration, or you'll feel cold on certain parts of your skin, or that kind of stuff. So you become a sensory object. You're working in conjunction with this camera. So if you sense something, you can point the camera in that direction. Does that make sense? Then we've got these standalone cameras. These are the wildlife cameras working in infrared. Again, that's another good way of just putting them out, leaving them. And I've never really got much on them, so I don't very often use them. We've got these are normal cameras. But if I wanted to, I could take the filter off the front and turn it into a full spectrum camera. Yeah, because the infrared and the ultraviolet frequencies, because we only see in red light. So I've got red light, and on one side I've got ultraviolet, on the other side I've got infrared. And they create anomalies. So when these cameras were first being made, people were seeing these little bits of light and all sorts of stuff going off and strange shadows, and they were complaining about it. So the companies filtered them to make sure those anomalies weren't seen anymore. And then obviously you've got this one, which is Olympus TG Tracker. That's wide angle. Again, that filter could be taken off. Oh dear. And I've got multiple different ones. But then you go on to audio with the Zoom and the Olympus dictaphones. Now this camera will take, that one won't. That's got a stereo mic on top. And it's dedicated to that, and that's all you get. You don't get anything else. You've got to record it. With this camera, when it's running, you're going to be able to hear the tape turning inside. This is a very, very good condition one. Normally you can really hear it, and you can hear it externally. The last one I had was horrendous. But this one's very, very quiet. Even the door opening, it's a top opening door. And that is very quiet. But it's got a plug, not only for headphones, so you can listen to what's happening as you're walking along, which could really come in handy. But it's also got an input, so I can put, not this one, because this is a microphone. It's a Zoom microphone. Call them now. Oh, it's gone. But it records what's actually in front of the camera, which is ideal, really, because that's what you're actually looking at. You don't want ambient, because then you'd hear my breathing, probably can, and footsteps and all that business as I'm walking along. So if I can get one of them on a hop shoe for this, which I will, then I can record without getting the sound of the internal workings of the tape. But on the last video, something that really got me was one of these illuminators was on top on that hop shoe, and it was rattling. Not the illuminator fitting weren't it, with this little hop shoe here. It was moving because of the weight. Of the illuminator. It's not really designed for that. And it was making a click, 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 noise all the way through, and it really put me off. So I thought, I'm going to get that sorted. So if I use it in this configuration now, I won't get that. It's nothing's rattling. There's nothing rattling at all. So that's going to be good to go. So I will be going somewhere tonight. I'm not sure where. I'll be going somewhere for a walkabout. So I'll look at some locations that I'm thinking of. So, put my glasses on there. Oh yeah, I put my glasses on. You like it? So we've done Backwoods, we've done St Margaret's Church. Romarsh Churchyard, that's a very, very ancient churchyard, very old. It's now been given over back to nature. And it's got a long history of paranormal activity. It is actually a place where, as a 6-year-old child roundabout, I thought I saw my first ghost. Did I or not? I discounted it afterwards, years gone by, but I saw something when we were home. Roach Abbey, obviously, different areas of Roach Abbey. Wombwell Woods, Wombwell Woods speaks for itself. Waff Woods, Gainsborough Woods, up way to Gainsborough from here, on the left hand side is a big wood, that's got a bit of a rich history as well, so I'll walk around there. Gainsborough Old Churchyard. That's another one to do. River Don, down there's a lot of people die in rivers, so downside at River Don, different areas. Woods on way to Gainsborough. Oh no, wait a minute. Gainsborough Wood is the one where me and Hazel were, so I'm going to be doing that, Hazel. Just walking through on my own, so totally quiet. The Gainsborough Old Church is the one where Ian and his Fantastic Adventures went, and I did it with the dodgy camera. So I want to do a proper version of that with this camera, and outside at River, because I heard some voices like a little girl talking to a woman. Freaked me out a bit. Woods on way to Gainsborough, that's the one where apparently Prince somebody once went there. It's quite well known. Hoobastand, that's where Hazel went as well. Canal, the canal where me and him park up at with the camper vans. Very, very eerie place, bit weird. So I'll be doing that. Racecourse at Waff is a place called Waff Racecourse, and it's in the back of the station, back of the gate in at Swinton, and that's renowned to be haunted as well. It's supposed to be a devil or something that runs around there, I don't know. It used to be an old racecourse. Mamtor Mountain, so that's basically from where they park at the top, walking up to top of Mamtor, and probably down over Ollins Cross and on, because that's known to be haunted. It used to be from the Dark Ages. It was a fort. There you go. Did you hear that? That's your. Every time you do a video on your phone, you always get notifications coming through on it. Odin's Cave, which is at the base of Mamtor, which is where the devil's demon beast dog is supposed to come out at night, go ravaging, and then come back in again. That's at the top of the broken road where I go with my camper van. Black Rabbit Quarry, again near Pindale Farm, which is known to be haunted, but Black Rabbit Quarry has got some kind of witchery history to it, and it's supposed to be haunted by these dark female entities, I think. Castleton itself, be nice just to walk around at night, very late on, if I go up with the van, just walk around on my own, leave pooping out in van, my dog, and then walk down to Castleton, just walk around Castleton, around the old graveyard and all that business. And Edale Graveyard as well. Edale Graveyard is a very old, ancient graveyard. Years back, there used to be stories of werewolves, ghosts, hags, and all sorts of stuff up there. A lot of it was done by landowners to get rid of the landowners, and they used to use the old folklore as a weapon of business. You can see camera trying to focus in. So yeah, lots to come, and I won't be talking up videos. You don't want to be hearing me rattling all the time as I'm walking around, because you're going to miss things. And be aware that the video quality does look low, but it is in old-fashioned infrared. So just, I mean, Hazel said on a comment on Facebook, I saw, oh no, it was on YouTube. I saw something peek round a wall, but I don't know if it was a video quality. You're going to get that. So you've got to use just use your imagination, really. If we do get something, or if we hear something, hopefully it's not going to be me farting or something, and we'll look into it from then. But if anything, just take it away as a chance for you to have a first-person walk around a known, apparently known haunted location, in the infrared, in the real infrared frequency on the old-fashioned 1990s video camera. That's what it's about. If I was going to be doing this scientifically, I'll be using sensor arrays and different gear and more high-quality infrared video, and it probably cost me a ridiculous amount of money again. But I'm not doing it like that. This is just an experiential thing where you get a chance to, as a first-person walk around a spooky place. And there are going to be times when I'm indoors as well. We'll be going indoors into some places. Right, I'm going to try and upload this. So to this video now, I've got to upload onto here, and then I should be able to process it straight into the second, I call it the secondary laptop, into the secondary laptop, so that I can just put it straight out onto YouTube. Other than that, it's going to be going in raw format straight onto Facebook. So share the group. Don't forget to like, share the group, and the more people who subscribe, like and share on the videos on YouTube, the better. Right, see you in a bit. Enjoy your morning.